How long does it take to become a millionaire? Well, we're going to give that in a very short answer. It's 3 to 5 years, as long as you're using my plan. Get a pen and paper. I'm going to give you the shortcut, the high-level version, and then you're going to click on the link and actually get an ebook copy to follow it through. So the 3 things I want to talk about are the 10 steps to get that 3 to 5 year millionaire plan. Number 2, the actual patterns that you need to change in your financial life. And number 3, how do you set appropriate goals and actually assess where you really are today? So in the Millionaire Maker, which you're going to need to all get and read. First of all, before you even do this, I would go to my financial personality quiz. You go straight on my integratedwealthsystems.com site, take the quiz, see which of the 4 profiles you fit into. Now in the book, there are actually 7 families and 7 financial situations that you're going to be putting yourself into. So you're going to find the situation most like yourself. The 10 things, and I'm just going to read them off because they're part of the book, and it's the order that you need to be doing a lot of this. So number 1, you start with the gap analysis. So a gap analysis is just a one-time deal. In fact, we just had our virtual big table, and I had everybody just requested that they all go back through a gap analysis. So a gap identifies where are you, your baseline today, and where do you want to be, what's your freedom day. And so you're always in this gap being motivated to move towards what you want and away from what you have that you're not excited about. Number 2 is you got to get a cash machine. You all have to learn to make money. And if you have debt as a problem, solving debt problems forever is your ability to make new money. Because the only reason you have credit card debt is because you outlive your ability to live on your fixed income, so you use your credit card for your lifestyle. Really bad solution. So let's not mitigate and reduce, live within your means or any of those things. I don't use any of those language patterns. I think they're ridiculous. Just make more money and let us teach you how to do it. So my next book is The Cash Machine. So you're going to grab that book. You can go grab it on Amazon or get it however you want to get that. Then you got to start sequencing. This is where it gets into the millionaire planning. This is a lot of times when somebody becomes a mentoring client and we actually go through a sequencing with me personally. That's what I do on your first onboard because I need to know what order you need the right help and the right experts. Number 4, you got to get incorporated. It's not an option. If you want to play, you're 18 years old, you want to activate the greatest tax code in the world, you get incorporated at 18 years old. If you're however old you are and you're still not incorporated, we got to get that done. So click on the link below and talk to one of our strategists. Get set up to have a company, get your cash machine inside the company. So all the money you make is made inside your company, which allows you to have legal deductions. Once you have the entity in the bank account, you do what I call forecasting. It's not budgeting, but it is spending. It's how do you intentionally spend what's left in your personal bank account to write bills for, and now what do you use your company to write bills for? And you have to legally uncommingle and start doing it that way. So that's where, again, getting a coach and a mentor of ours to help guide you through this process is going to be phenomenal. You got to manage cash flow. So the 3 biggest skill sets that most entrepreneurs have to learn is marketing, which creates the lead, sales, which creates the lead into a client, and then managing the cash flow and how you pay bills through the forecasting we'll take you through. You got to get a team. I've already assembled one for you. So just joining our big table, you get access to my entire team. Financial Freedom Day is really a moving target. Your first Freedom Day needs to be get your first entrepreneurial venture to 100,000. If you're already there, great. Then let's get you accredited. That's the next stepping stone. And then you become a millionaire, which then you maintain your accreditation status for the rest of your life. And ideally, you get your kids there as fast as you can, because being accredited allows you to invest in any alternative asset. Otherwise, you got to play with the small guys and you don't get as many choices on investing. Systems and flow. What's the pattern that we have to get you into? How's the money going to flow from the companies to the trust? How does it all work? So there's what we call boxes and arrows, a whole grid we're going to lay out of how your cash flow should be going now that you're an entrepreneur and a wealth builder. Now, if you want to keep your job, you can keep your job, but you have to become an entrepreneur. You have to have another reason to make money, or at least be a real estate investor. So again, you have a legal intent to activate the tax code and the revenue streams. As we get one going, we're going to get another going. So it's just a constant process, but those 10 things clearly will get you a 3 to 5 year millionaire plan. Given the economy, post-COVID, again, volatility creates opportunity. So a lot of you, we've created 12-month millionaires, 18-month millionaires. It's not difficult, it's different. And a lot of you are surrounded by people who are negative, and you continue to tolerate it. And I cannot tell you how important it is that you get the right support and environment to support the goals you want. Your environment environment will always win. So if you're in a negative situation with negative people and they're like, what are you going to do? You can't be a millionaire. And they're like those kind of people, you just atrophy them out of your life. You have to. That's not negotiable. Do you want your goal or do you want to be like, to have lazy friends? Let's go to the pattern. The pattern that's the biggest and fastest one that you can change. Now, behaviorally, it's going to take a little minute because you have really bad inherited behaviors. They usually came from your parents, or you've been doing a certain way of paying bills, for example, for a while. You've never generated revenue before. So you have to initiate and generate revenue as you build your company. So the pattern that we're breaking is the make spend pattern. The pattern we're activating is make invest, not make save, make invest. So when you make your money, put your money to work, like immediately, that compounding power doesn't have to be a rule of 72 and double your money in every 7 years. You can start doubling your money in 4 to 5 years, done the way we're going to teach you to do it and using some of the softwares we have. So I'm actually going to give you an investing software. It's called iFlip. It's phenomenal. You probably heard it on one of the videos. You want to grab it, make sure you actually get downloaded app, buy the software, and it's just a great place for you to start putting money to invest away. The other pattern that you want to start looking at, and I lived thoroughly by this, is you build your assets first, then you can have a lifestyle. And a lot of you have it reversed. You start making new money and you want new jewelry, you want a new car, you want a bunch of lifestyle stuff. You don't get that if you want to be a 3 to 5 year millionaire. You've got to build assets. The other pattern that we're going to introduce you to is the use of arbitrage debt. How do you use good debt to leverage where you totally and thoroughly are using all the money that you have and the access to capital and money at cheap rates? 3, 4, even 5% is still cheaper, and investing it at 15, 20, 25%, you're arbitraging the spread and you're basically printing money. So that's what wealthy people have been doing for generations, yet most people stay stuck because you're all worried about your debt. And what are you going to do with debt? The only reason, again, you're in debt because you don't know how to make enough money. So create new cash, stay out of lifestyle debt, stay out of lifestyle purchases until you're a net worth millionaire. Then you can do whatever you want to do. So before I talk about goal setting and the third thing, very important, I want you to subscribe to the channel, click the notification button. I want you here 5 days a week. If you're serious about being a 3 to 5 year millionaire, you need to consume deeply, not just in agreement with my content. You need to start living it in thorough detail. Share this with a bunch of other people. Like being on a journey with other people is going to be a lot easier than thinking you're going to go alone. I actually created the term team-made millionaire because I don't believe you're self-made. You're going to need a team. So the importance of setting some goals, right? You've got to have very realistic milestones. Again, mentoring coach is going to help you put some realistic goals in. If you've never made new money in your life, making $1 million this year is going to be a huge uphill battle. Is it doable? Yes. I've easily done that in a year. I've had a lot of clients that can do that. But you've got to be willing to hire a team, get the systems, get incorporated, get our marketing team wrapped around your database right away. So go to askrms.com, which stands for Rapid Marketing Systems, and get it set. But the reality of your goal setting is going to be in 2 categories. We're going to have income goals and we're going to have asset goals. So there's a big difference. And I don't know how many of you say, well, what do you need first? Well, you don't get any assets unless you have income. You've got to create the money to do the purchase of your assets, which whether that's real estate, cannabis, gas and oil, whatever you want to buy, that makes sense in your money rules. So goal setting is critical, and attaining very sequenced wealth is what the goal of this is. So sequencing is doing the right thing at the right time. And so a lot of you, you're doing very odd things. You're trying to get out of debt, then you're going to join our mentoring. No, I don't care if you're in debt. Page 194, again, this is what your new guidepost is. You're going to come back to this book over and over and over. If I ever see you and meet you to autograph it, I want to see it written. I want highlights throughout the book. I want notes throughout the book. I want to know that you've consumed it completely. All right. So if you want to be a 3 to 5 year millionaire, make sure you click on that strategy link, have an appointment with our team, become a mentoring client, and let's begin. Talk to you tomorrow.